Hi, so today I wanted to share some things with you guys that I've actually found make my day-to-day life better. And not really in a dramatic, like, wow, this thing changed my life type of way, but in a, oh, my skin looks so much healthier and my midnight snack just got so much better and my space is so much more organized kind of way. Let's talk about LED masks. So I've got really sensitive skin, plus I also have rosacea, and red light therapy and LED masks are one of my favorite tools to use to actually calm down the inflammation in my skin. I've been using red light therapy masks for probably about 2 years, and they have been literally one of the biggest game-changing things that I've incorporated into my skincare routine. So red light therapy masks help with inflammation because they help increase circulation in your skin, and they also help to improve the skin barrier. So this portion of the video is very kindly sponsored by Current Body, and I'm so excited to be working with them because their red light therapy masks are my absolute favorite. I've been using them for probably about 2 years now, and they recently came out with a brand new mask, and it is awesome because not all red light therapy masks are made equal. There's so many on the market, and it can get a little bit confusing, like figuring out which one is the best option for you. But the Current Body mask is awesome because it actually has a flexible fit. Because the most important thing when it comes to a red light therapy mask is you want the red light to actually be hitting every single part of your face. And when you have a mask that's a little bit too stiff or the actual LEDs in the mask are not properly spaced out, you're not gonna get even coverage on your skin, and so you're not gonna get the best bang for your buck. You're not going to get the best results that you can get. So there's actually 3 wavelengths in the mask: red, near infrared, and then deep near infrared. And there's 236 LED bulbs in this mask to get every inch on your face. I get asked all the time if I think red light therapy masks are worth it, if they actually make a difference. And like I said, they have made a huge difference in my skin. I'll actually put a picture of what my skin was like maybe about like a year and a half ago, right before I started to use red light therapy, and how it was looking this morning. And the difference in like my redness, the inflammation in my skin is wild. And a lot of that I really do contribute to using my red light therapy mask consistently. And the consistency part is really the key. You just need to make it a part of your routine. So what I do is every single night I get into bed, I put on my red light therapy mask, and I just read my book. What's really cool about the Current Body mask is that it has these removable eye cups on the inside. So it kind of shields your eyes from the red light. So you don't have to keep your eyes closed when you're using it. You can watch TV, you could read a book. So it just makes it very easy to incorporate into your day-to-day. And I do have a discount code for you if you want to check out the mask, so I'll have that link down below. Okay, so red light therapy is not the only thing that has helped with my rosacea. Hypochlorous acid is one of the best skincare products I've introduced into my skincare routine. I spray this on my face, I'm not even kidding, maybe like 6 times a day, morning and night after I wash my face, when I'm done at the gym. So what hypochlorous acid does is it naturally disinfects the skin without drying it out or disrupting the skin barrier. And it also helps to just soothe your skin, it helps with inflammation. It's kind of like a powerhouse for rosacea and for sensitive skin. So the one that I use is from the brand Derma, and it's just as simple as it gets. It's just the hypochlorous acid. But the Tower 28 SOS spray is another really great option, and I actually plan on just getting like the jumbo size version of that once I'm finished this bottle, because I go through it so quickly because I use it 17,000 times a day. I am so happy that I discovered this in combination with like the red light therapy and everything else that I'm doing. I feel like my skin is finally at a point where it's just been very happy, and I'm very, very grateful. So this is a must for me. I feel like this is a little bit dramatic because I'm gonna say it, this hair straightener is kind of a game changer and seriously makes not my life, but at least my hair routine like so much better. So this is the L'Oreal Steam Pod, and I've actually been using the L'Oreal Steam Pod now for probably as long as I've had my YouTube channel, so at least 12 years, because I actually did a hair tutorial when I first started my YouTube channel, going from very curly to straight using like the original Steam Pod.
Hey guys, it's Jamie. Today I am back with a review and a tutorial in one, and I'm going to show you how to get really, really curly hair to a really nice, sleek, shiny hair, and it's all by using the L'Oreal Steam Pod.
So I have been a big fan of this thing for a long, long time. So what makes the Steam Pod different than like a typical straightener is that there's steam. So you actually put water in this little vessel over here, and when you go in to straighten your hair or style it, the steam comes out of these little holes over here, because obviously straightening your hair dries it out quite a bit. It's really damaging. The steam really helps to hydrate your hair, and it also makes it smoother, shinier, and especially if you have curly hair, oh my god, it locks it in. When I straighten my hair with my steam pod, my hair stays for days. If I straighten it with a regular straightener, you know, it'll kind of get a little bit frizzier, a little bit curlier after I sleep on it or even throughout the day, but the steam actually locks it in. So it's pretty amazing. I recently upgraded my steam pod to the newest one because it actually has a really cool new feature. These silver things on the outside are actually heated plates. So these are hot, you don't want to touch them. So what's really nice about that is that you can actually curl with the steam pod now, whereas before you couldn't really curl with it just because of the way the plates were laid out. So it's an absolute game changer. And I even really love this to give myself more of like a blowout look. And you know what? I'm gonna stop talking and just actually show you. And I'm gonna do a nice little curl. Look at that. Like, I kind of feel like this looks just as good as a curling iron curl, if not better. Like, it's a little bit looser, but it's really hard to get like a good curl with the straightener. But because of these heated plates, you get such a good curl. And I love changing on my hair. I love going from curly to straight, just straight to wavy, and I just do everything in between. And this just helps me do that with heat in, I feel like, maybe the best way possible, like the safest way possible for my hair. And yeah, it's just awesome. It's such a good tool. So the one thing about me is I am very lazy. When it comes to my clothes, I obviously want them to be wrinkle free, but I am not going to be whipping out my ironing board and ironing my clothes. So the best little thing that has come into my life is this handheld steamer from Conair. This is such a game changer if you are lazy like me and you want to very quickly just like steam your clothes just to get rid of all the wrinkles. This takes literally 3 seconds. Let me show you. We got this blouse that needs a little bit of steaming. You just press the button, the steam starts to come out, and then you just run this along and it will just get rid of all of your creases and make it look nice and crisp. Obviously this is great for clothes, but if you want to get extra fancy, I actually like to sometimes even use this on my sheets when I want my sheets to be nice and crisp, because it's just so quick and easy and like low-key kind of fun to do. Yeah. This is the after. So crisp, so clean, so easy. Honestly, normally I don't do it while I'm holding the piece of clothing. It's a lot easier if you have it on like a rack or something, but this is, you know, for filming purposes only. Game changer. Guess you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. You're the thing that's changed my life the most. Honestly, with this, my midnight snacks have never been better. So this monster of a machine is the Ninja Creamy. So if you're wondering what this is, it's essentially like a frozen dessert maker. You can make anything from ice cream to gelato. There's even like a slushie and a milkshake and a frozen drink section, even an Italian ice little program here, which I haven't tried yet. I love this thing so much, and like I said, it has changed the way I snack at night. So I basically use this mainly for the ice cream function, and I essentially make like protein ice creams. So I'm having my protein shake, but in a creamy ice cream format. I'm sorry, that's the most incredible thing ever. And that's why I love this thing so much. So this is my go-to recipe. It's basically like a chocolate peanut butter ice cream. It's so delicious. So I start off first with my homemade coconut milk, which is, yes, a little bit extra. You definitely do not need to use homemade coconut milk. You can use whatever base you want, but I just really love how it turns out with my homemade coconut milk. I'm gonna use that as my base. Then I go in with my protein powder. This one's my favorite. It's from Newfix. It's called the Heavenly Protein Powder in the chocolate. Sometimes like 2 or 3 scoops. Today I'm gonna do 2. For the peanut butter, you can use like regular peanut butter, but I actually really love to use powdered peanut butter, which is literally peanut butter, just powdered. I feel like it makes it a little bit more peanutty. So I'm gonna do 1 big spoonful of that. Then we're just gonna blend or mix all of this together. I almost forgot, we do need to sweeten it a little bit, and I actually like to use some maple syrup. So I don't put that much. A little bit is good to put in. And this is like one of a million recipes that you can do. Like, this is the most basic, simple thing ever. You can put fruit in here. You can make like a frozen yogurt if you want. The options are literally endless. The cover goes on, and then this goes into the freezer for 24 hours, which is frankly the worst part of it all. So I always make a little batch like at the beginning of the week, and then I just take out the frozen jars and make it as the week goes on. So I will be back in 24 hours to show you the end result of this ice cream. But all of that to say, this machine has changed my snacking life and I love it. I love it so much. Oh my God, that is so good. So I've mentioned a couple times that I've completely cut out coffee and I am a matcha drinker. So I'm always looking for fun and exciting recipes to try out with my matcha. And one of my favorite tools, obviously besides my matcha, to create these recipes is this guy. This is another Ninja product actually. It's a little mini Ninja blender. And when I first got this, I was like, I don't know if I really see a place for this in my kitchen. Because I have a full-size blender, so I do feel like a mini blender is a little bit redundant, but I cannot even tell you how much I use this. Like, I almost use it every single day to make fun drinks for myself, because it just makes making these fun little recipes and drinks so much easier and so much quicker. Rather than lugging out my huge blender, it's just really convenient to have this little guy. I didn't realize that this video would become Cooking with Jamie, but I do want to show you a recipe, a matcha recipe that I am beyond obsessed with. This is absolutely incredible. I actually was seeing this pistachio coffee recipe circulating around Instagram and TikTok, and I couldn't get it out of my mind, but because I don't drink coffee, I was like, okay, I need to try this, but in matcha. And so I tried it and it is unbelievable. So I'm gonna show you how I make it. So I'm just gonna take my matcha. The one that I use is from a brand called Alchemy Elements. I also really love peak matcha. So I take about a tablespoon of the powder, put it right in the blender. So I do mostly water, but I do like to put a little bit of a vanilla creamer, so it kind of makes it into this French vanilla pistachio drink. So I'm using this almond milk creamer in vanilla, drop of that just to add the flavor. So you could use pistachio milk if you wanted to. I actually feel like using pistachio butter makes the flavor so much more intense. And if you want to make this extra pistachio-y, you can use the milk and the butter combination, and that would be insane. So I take just a little dollop. You really don't need that much because it's pretty concentrated. That is plenty. I would never take out my blender to make something like this, you know? But this little mini guy just makes sense for a quick little concoction. It's also cordless too, by the way, which is great. Taste test? I mean, yeah, 10 on 10. So good. So if you're somebody who has a lot of shoes, but maybe not a lot of space, this is the biggest game changer. So my boyfriend and I have too many shoes, a ridiculous amount of shoes. And we realized after building this whole closet that we didn't really have an adequate amount of shoe storage for all the shoes that we actually have. So this drawer has all of our everyday shoes, a lot of the shoes that we wear the most. And when I first started organizing this new closet, I was like, oh, this drawer holds 7 pairs of shoes essentially when you put them side by side. So I did a little bit of research and I was trying to find something that would maximize the space that I had to store my shoes. So I found these guys on Amazon, and this basically changed everything because I'm able to fit double the amount of pairs of shoes in this drawer, because you essentially stack the shoes one on top of each other like this. And it's genius. These things have existed for a really long time, but I just discovered them. And I'm very, very, very excited about them. And I felt like it was my duty to share this with you guys because I feel like everybody could probably use something like this. And if anything, I need to get more because there's some organization that needs to be done right here. So I feel like I talk about knitting every chance that I get because it is truly my favorite thing that I do. It is the thing that helps my mental health the most. It's the thing that just helps my mind relax. It's my favorite hobby, and I am frankly just hyperfixating and obsessed with it at the moment. But I really wanted to talk about it because I feel like what I'm doing right now is actually really special and something that I feel like more people should do perhaps. And not even just with knitting, but just with any hobby in general. And that's connecting with people in your life through the hobbies that you love to do. So just to give a little bit of context, so my sister is the one who got me into knitting, but she unfortunately doesn't live here. So we actually decided to knit the exact same thing in our separate cities. It has been just so much fun to be able to connect with my sister, not only just through knitting, but through a shared project that we're both doing at the same time, because the amount of times that I call her now every single day to talk about the yarn choices that we're going to use or what colors we're going to be using next, or just talking about the project, it has been so much fun. It can even be something like running. If you have a friend who also loves to run, but you're both training together for a 5K, it's just so fun to like have that moment with somebody else. It literally makes your days better to just be able to connect with the people in your life through the things that you actually love to do. So this is what we're making. It's the Kaleido sweater from Rose Knitwear. And this is probably about like 3 or 4 weeks of progress. And when my sister was in town last, we went to the yarn store together and chose all of the yarn and like split it. So we're both using the same colors, just in different ways. So our cardigans are going to kind of match, but not be exactly the same. So the whole thing is just gonna be so special. And I know every time I'm gonna be wearing this, like I'm gonna think of this time that we kind of made this together. Yeah, highly recommend. So Tylea, who was behind the camera, wanted to come outside because she thought that it would be sportier since we're talking about fitness now. But it's like raining and freezing and windy. And I don't like it. I want to go back inside. So I have recently started running again, and if you've been following my running journey, then you know that I injured myself probably about 8 months ago. I hurt my knee and I wasn't able to run my half marathon. It was very, very, very upsetting. So over the last 8 months, I've been in physio, getting my body back to where it needed to be so that I could start running, and I finally got cleared to do it, which was so exciting. So I needed to find the right program in order to support my runs, especially because I was coming back from an injury. I didn't want to do anything that was too abrasive. I really needed to let my body get used to the runs slowly but surely. Last year when I was training, I used the app called Runna, and I absolutely loved it because it's very, very customizable. You can set exactly what you want to train for, and it basically makes you an entire plan based off of your goals and whatever it is that you want to do. And they even have a plan called the Comeback from Injury Plan, I think it's called, and it lays out all the runs that you need to do in order to get your body used to running again. And it has been incredible. I've been doing it now for probably about like 4 or 5 weeks, and my body has felt so good. And I haven't had any pain. And I feel like it's just been the perfect plan to get me going again. So all that to say, if you're looking for a great app to kind of get you started with running and you're not really sure where to start or like how your run should look, Runna is such an amazing app to do exactly that. I like highly, highly, highly recommend it. It has changed everything for me when it comes to my runs. It's great. Now I'm soaking wet. This is where we're gonna end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about all the things that have made my life a little bit better. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments. Hit thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one.